Hi, Karina here, your Lucid Living Coach. Good morning, good morning. It is Saturday, June 7th, after that big portal yesterday of the 6-6 portal. A lot of things that are manifesting and in the works. Definitely felt that big shift with Venus, the planet of love and money, going into Taurus after it made a conjunction, a very harsh conjunction with the planet of the wounds, okay, our wounding in Aries. And I definitely felt that shift with Venus in Taurus. Taurus is more stable. It's about really enjoying the 5 senses and the human experience of pleasure, whether that is making a beautiful home cooked meal like I did last night and having a glass of wine and lounging around on your couch after all that hard work that we put in at the 29th degree of Aries. Now, this could have went 2 ways, where you could have been very reactive and you could have burned some bridges. Maybe you've flipped out on your partner and now you're broken up. But it's good to embrace more of the 0 degrees of Taurus and not be reactive and just allow the things to unfold as they will. Focus on yourself and your self-care. Now, why am I doing this video? Because I just found out that Elon and Trump are having a fallout, which breaks my heart because I felt like it was a pretty nice balance between the both parties. I felt like they were making some very good decisions and stuff like that together, where one could help the other. Now,
the bromance is definitely over. President Trump and Elon Musk erupted into a nasty public feud today.
I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
The extraordinary squabble happened before the eyes of the world as the president was meeting with the Chancellor of Germany in the Oval Office. I'm basically calling Trump a liar. False. This bill was never shown to me even once, he declared on social media as Trump bashed him. Such ingratitude. Without me, Trump would have lost the election.
He looked visibly sad when talking about this fraying relationship with someone that he has viewed for so long now as a good friend of his.
Had a flurry of posts on X. The Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. And perhaps most stinging, without me, Trump would have lost the election. At one point, he even seemed to back impeachment. One lawmaker didn't hold back on Musk.
His tweets, it's time to create a new political party in America that actually represents 80% of the middle class. Yes, I agree with that. I'm going to pull up charts for you guys to see. You're going to learn a little bit about transits and a little bit about SYNASTRY. And I'm going to use Trump and Elon as an example. Let's pull up Elon's chart with the transits right now. Here's Elon's chart. He's a rising Cancer. He's got the Sun and Mercury in his 12th house of the unconscious, the hidden worlds, the hidden realms. He's, kind of embodies that kind of letting go, letting God, kind of Pisces, very creative and intuitive. He knows what moves to make. 12th house is mind-altering substances too. So that doesn't bother me that, he does whatever he does. Let's see. Then we have Mars. Okay, now Mars is transiting his 2nd house. Okay, 2nd house is of his value and resources. Also, I thought it was interesting that he had a black eye on the right side of his face, which rules the Leo or fire sign. The right side is masculine, and the eye is ruled by Aries, which is Mars. And I thought that that was kind of interesting. Also, the fact that Trump, oh, I pulled up the Trump versus, okay, Elon, I see, which is fine. I'll show you the transits too. So Trump's, hold on. Okay, I pulled up the wrong chart. I'll show you that chart later, but I just wanted to show you Elon's chart. Okay, so these are the transits that are happening for Elon right now, which Mars is transiting the second house of Elon, but also Trump's natal Mars is in the second house, and I'll talk about that next. But I just wanted to show you that Elon's chart, Venus had conjunct Chiron in his 10th house of career and legacy. There's a lot of healing around that for Elon. He has a natal Chiron in Aries, and he's already went through his Chiron return, which can be very unsettling. It could be very hard, wounding around being seen, which is crazy because Elon is like one of the most richest men in the world, and he's so successful. It's crazy how he has this Chiron in the 10th house, which I wonder how he transmuted that energy, but he definitely did. And I think even by Trump, being by Trump's side and really putting himself out there in the political realms, I think was a big step for him healing this Chiron in his 10th house, this of being seen, because he was definitely being seen walking next to the president for as long as he had, pretty much being his best friend, his bromance, people would say. But that also, could be very hurtful. And he reacted, okay, when Venus was at 29 degrees of Aries, he reacted. So we have this choice whether we want to react and be explosive or to chill out and just watch things unfold. I have a feeling that Trump had made some prior agreements with Elon financially. And I don't feel that Trump had followed through with his end of the bargain. I will now switch to Elon and Trump so you could see their dynamic. So I could talk a little bit more and so that you can see and understand it a little better. Okay, so here's Elon's in the center chart, Trump's on the outside chart. Now their relationship with this Mars, okay, in the second house, when you have this kind of relationship, when someone's Mars transiting the second house, is very materialistic. It's very driven by resources and finances. Now with Trump, with Trump's Mars in Elon's second house, this is about, not only is it's a positive in a lot of ways, but it's cutting away at Elon's resources. Trump could be cutting away. Now, Elon did invest billions of dollars into the Trump campaign. And Elon is not most likely ever going to get that in return. Someone that has Mars transiting their partner's second house always will feel entitled in a way to that person's resources. So Trump also, okay, because his Mars is in his second, could assist with Elon's resources and value and income, but also can cut away at their resources. So yeah, Trump could help him make the money, but Trump also feels entitled to Elon's values or resources. Trump can also provide confidence for Elon, which I think was a big healing factor. I think Trump did help Elon heal a lot of the wounding around being seen in his career and legacy. But also Trump could be attracted also to the money that Elon has, which can drive some of Trump's motives. Now, Elon could help Trump with his identity, but also be annoyed with Trump, like if Trump's trying to tell him what to do with his money. Elon is kind of like Trump's sugar daddy. If you see this in someone's chart, it's better, I think, for the woman to be the Mars in this scenario. Elon invests in Trump has grossly outweighed what Trump was willing to do in return. And you can sometimes see this in SYNASTRY charts, where the Mars person is not going to make as much as the second house person, therefore kind of reliant on the second house person for resources. Now, another thing that I see is Trump has 3 planets in Elon's 12th house. Now, the 12th house is the house of undoing. It's a karmic house. So they must have had some contract, maybe prior to coming here, or they have something from the past. Now, this heavy 12th house is also, the 12th house is the house of projections. It's where you can idolize someone and you can go from loving them to hating them. And this is because you can't see the person clearly and you have all these projected ideals on them. So if they do just a slight thing that disrupts your image that you've created of this person, you can turn on them. So for sure, because it's Elon's 12th house, Elon never really sees Trump very clearly, which would make sense as to why he invested all this and thinking that maybe Trump would have returned the favor in supporting his electric car company and putting out something that's more beneficial for him, because that's just a natural thing that you would think someone would do for another person that has been so supportive. But this is their first falling out. So Elon could be seeing Trump for who he is, or Trump was never the person that Elon thought he was. And the same could happen where you can go from enemies to lovers because you're not seeing the person clearly. You're not getting to know them. And maybe they weren't who you thought. Maybe initially you thought, oh, this person is deceptive, maybe a liar, maybe a cheater, maybe blah, 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 blah. And because these are the projections of that person, and then they actually meet the person, and the person maybe is very loyal and honest, and you can finally see that person for who they are. So it can go either way. I think it's it could be less detrimental that way than the way of like idolizing and seeing this person as being like a good friend and honest and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you see that this person is not who you thought they were. Maybe they're very egotistical, deceptive, blah, blah, blah. So I can see this relationship with Elon and Trump and how Elon can be very off put by Trump's decision, where he might have seen him in a totally different light. And now he's seeing that, oh, he's not who I thought he was. And it could trigger you to react, especially when Venus was transiting the 29th, the anaretic degree of Aries. So I think that Elon probably shouldn't made it public, tried to hold back a little bit of his anger, but I also see where Elon's coming from. Also, it looks like Elon has Uranus transiting his 11th house as well as Trump's Uranus. So Uranus is about like right here, conjunct his Saturn, which is ruling his 7th house, which that makes sense, like Uranus on mixing things up, right? So where partnerships are usually long-standing and stable, with Capricorn ruling his 7th house, with his networks, his partnerships are his best friends. And with Uranus here, it kind of just shook up that stability with Trump. And Trump having Uranus in Elon's 11th house is just instability and sudden change of future plans, right? And that's what really happened. I think that they had a prior somewhat of agreement, and it could have just been because Mercury is in his 12th house. It could have been an unsaid agreement, and that just seemed like, oh well, this is just obvious that Trump would help me out because I'm his buddy and I've helped support him, but then it not really happening. It's very sad. It's disheartening what has happened, but let's pull up some other charts. So Mars transit. Okay, so I talked about that. Talked about the 12th house. Okay, let's look at Trump to Elon. Okay. All right. So here's Trump's chart on the inside to Elon's chart on the outside. Everyone knows Trump. Trump is a Gemini. His birthday is coming up. I wonder what Elon's going to give him. So it does show that Elon with Venus in Trump's 10th house really like makes him look good in his career. And sure enough, he did. I love Elon, and I felt like that Trump looked a lot better with Elon by his side. It gave me more confidence. And now Mars, okay, so Elon's Mars is in Trump's 6th house of daily routines, work habits, health. And this is about your partner, which would be Elon, helping Trump get things done in work, in daily activities, and health, and getting the things done that are practical and efficient, which is crazy because what did Elon help Trump do? He helped Trump get the government to be more efficient, financially efficient. And he helped build Doge, which is the Department of Government Efficiency. And I think that is very fitting to Mars transiting Trump, with Elon's Mars transiting Trump's sixth house in SYNASTRY. It's like this kind of relationship, the Mars person helps the sixth house person get their life together, their work together, to get organized and to be more practical in their affairs. So that's fitting. Also, his Sun and Mercury are in Trump's 11th house, which shows that it is a really good friend. It's a true friend. It's his kind of friend. And they have a lot of ideas together. I mean, with the Mercury Sun conjunction, they have a lot going on. Even though this is Elon's 12th house, they are kind of partners. And where it's like they help each other out, because Trump is a Gemini, which helps where Elon helps the Gemini think more intuitively and more nurturing. But then, like, Trump's rising is Leo, which helps that nurturing energy become more confident and creative, right? Using that and into the action, into the real world. So they really like play well off of each other. I hope they work their issue out. Personally, I think Trump should have went ahead and helped Elon with those tax write-offs for the cars, the electric cars, just for a couple years to make up for what Elon invested in his campaign. I think that would have been a very like thoughtful thing to do. And yeah, so that's that. Trump has Mars transiting through his 12th house right now, and I know that could be a very hard transit. Here, I'll just show you that. We have Trump's transits. Here's Trump's transits. Mars is transiting. He's coming up to his Mars return, so Trump is definitely feeling himself. He's getting the energy, a lot of balls rolling. But, as far as like the 12th house, you're entering a powerful yet subtle cycle of inner confrontation. So there's a lot of things going inward, a lot of inward reflection. And I think even with Elon's reaction to his decision has probably caused Trump to go inward a bit. Also, it's a spiritual preparation and the subconscious activation. So he could be having dreams, nightmares, usually when I see Mars transiting the 12th house. Also, hidden enemies are found in the 12th house, and Trump could be one of Elon's hidden enemies. I think that's more so than the other way around. But Mars, also can deal with hidden motivations and suppressed anger. And it's suppressed passion and frustration. So I think that once maybe Mars moves into Trump's first house, which it will be going into Virgo soon, I think that we might see a little more of Trump's retaliation against Elon's accusations and his reaction against Trump. Also with Mars has been transiting his 12th house. So Trump maybe could have been working on something privately or anonymously that did not involve Elon. So when Trump had said, oh, Elon's known about this, I don't believe him. I believe that Elon had no idea this was happening because his reaction was so strong when he found out. So that is congruent with the situation. So when Mars is transiting the 12th house, you can be working behind the scenes privately on stuff. So I think of this transit as a rehearsal before the curtain raises when Mars enters the first house. So I think a lot of things will be revealed once Mars moves into Trump's first house, and he will be in the light of the public even more. I think a lot of the secrets are going to be coming out around Trump. And I like the fact that Elon had posted that we need another party, and that was my hope. That was my desire. And that's what I kind of saw when I saw Elon and Trump coming together. I thought, oh, they're going to blend in this Republican Democratic Party and make a party that is more for the people. And I like that Elon even tweeted that. So that makes me feel like there is hope. And I just really hope that Trump and Elon can work their stuff out and not be enemies, because it's really bad for the country, I think. The division isn't helping. Unless, which I don't think, but unless that there's a stage show going on between the two. Oh, which is a whole nother rabbit hole to go down. But I'll show you Elon's transits real quick. I don't think we did that. And then we'll wrap up here. So here's Elon's transit. So Elon does have Jupiter and Mercury in the 12th house. He's just not thinking clearly. I think he's just really not seeing things clearly as well. Being as reactive as he was. He does have Pluto in the 7th house, which is hidden enemy. It's not hidden enemies, but it's known enemies. So like Pluto in the 7th, you can find that a lot of people in your relationships are trying to control you, have power over you. And there's a lot of transformations that are happening in his relationships, especially with Uranus transiting the 11th house. He might just find like instability in networks, in groups, in friendships, and there's going to be a lot of transformation. So a lot of changes in his partnerships and his friendships. So Elon, just be mindful of who you're disclosing information to, who you're trusting as your friend, because there is a lot of secrets in relationships and unexpected changes in future plans in relationships as well. What else? Yeah, your resources could be being a focus right now, and it could be being burnt up, okay? Because that fiery Aries rolling through your 2nd house, it will be flying through. So no worries, Elon. You will soon, Mars will be in your 3rd house, and you will be one busy bee, okay? Let's see. The sun transiting is definitely highlighting who your friends are, what your future plans, what you plan to do. And yeah, you're just let go and let God, and focus on your beliefs and understanding that everything happens for a reason, and maybe you're going to learn from this. All right, Elon. So that's all I have for you. Thanks for joining. liking, sharing. If you're interested in learning how to read your natal birth chart, I'm hosting a workshop on June 30th. The link will be below to the meetup page. The meetup page is through Astro Paint and Sip on Meetup, and it will be the Astrology 101 course. And it's only $44. Head over, join the group, and then sign up. And it will be a live Zoom call for a couple hours. And yeah, I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know on to how astrology can help you navigate your life and to prepare for unexpected things. All right. If you would like a reading, you could head over to my website, lucidlivingmovement.com, and I will talk to you on the next.